friend of the show, friend of Rachel Campos Duffy, certainly sometimes has some harsh words for both Pete and I, but Leo Terrell joins us now. Good morning to you, Leo. Let us start with this serious news and your reaction to the storms we see across much of America's heartland.
Woke up, thank you for having me, first of all three of you. I woke up this morning, I've been glued to Fox and Friends. Devastating, completely devastating. And this is where we set aside any and all differences, and we just give as much help throughout this country to these areas that have been hit hard by what I've just seen for the last 2 hours. I mean, in California, we have earthquakes. What I've just seen here in that audio of that lady begging for help, everyone set aside their differences. My heart goes out to all those individuals. It's just devastating and shocking. And during the holiday season, which there's never a good time for any type of disaster to happen, this is where we really, as a country, needs to pull together and help these areas.
Yeah, it's also where we do best as Americans, Leo. Americans are known for stepping up in these kind of situations. It's where we show our true colors. I want to move to another topic with you, and that is the Jussie Smollett trial. It looks like he could face up to 15 years in prison. I've been following you in particular on this story because of your, background, your legal background. You say good. He should be in jail and spend time there.
Oh, Rachel, no question about it. Let me be as clear as I can. Jussie Smollett could have been a role model. He has disgraced the black community, the LGBT community, because he lied on issues that people struggle for decades to have. Equal rights, fairness, equality. He has disgraced the community, and you know what? He deserves to be in jail because he doubled down and went on that witness stand. And let me be very clear. He lied. He lied under oath. And when he faced sentencing, I hope that judge takes that in consideration and put him behind bars. He needs to feel the lowest of lows, and hopefully he can humble himself. I'm begging, however, that he apologize to this country for his lies.
You're right. This is also a very forgiving country when people own up to what they've done, as opposed to doubling down, to your point. His team has vowed to appeal, Leo. Where does that go?
Nowhere. I want to be clear on this, because 30 years of being a lawyer, that appeal is nothing more than a PR stunt. It goes nowhere. He has zero chance of this case being reversed. It is nothing more than a PR stunt. And this is where, again, he goes in the phase of denial. They will have to come to realization that there's no way out, that all his political friends, the Obamas and everyone, it failed. And I'll tell you something else. Kim Foxx should be having a reality check right now, because you know what she did? She failed to address this case as a colorblind case, equal justice. She tried to give him preferential treatment, and this verdict is an indictment against prosecutor Kim Foxx.
Yeah, Leo, and I think that's the bigger story. I think Jussie deserves his own conviction and his own justice, but let's not stop at Kim Foxx. The President of the United States, the Vice President of the United States, they all had something very passionate to say in the wake of what were then just simply allegations. Later we know, of course, it turns out to be a complete falsehood. And now, Leo, that the truth is undeniable, we get nothing but silence.
No, Will, you're spot on. We're getting crickets. Let's be very clear. Starting from Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Bernie Sanders, Robin Roberts, they try to divide this country on race. They rushed to judgment, had no facts, gave Jussie Smollett a platform to lie. And guess what? When the verdict came down, crickets. What Jen Psaki did yesterday, I'm sick of them trying to throw Trump under the bus. Jussie Smollett and the left-wing media and the Democratic Party tried to divide this country on race, try to claim that people who support Trump did some damage to him. They're all lies, and they deserve and they need to apologize to this nation.
Yeah, it's I was saying it's so interesting because you're right. They tried to divide by race, but the real target was that they had a political objective. They wanted Trump out of office, and they thought that if they could smear a Trump supporter, I think the MAGA hat in the story was really important. I mean, this story was so unbelievable from the get-go. I lived in the Midwest when this happened. There was a polar vortex. My daughter was living in Chicago, Leo. There's no way she was allowed. No one could leave to go to Subway in the middle of this. I mean, it was such an unbelievable story from the get-go. But Robin Roberts, the president, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, the media, everyone went with it because they thought it would help get Trump out of office.
You know, Rachel, you just hit it on the head here. I mean, let's look at it. It's all politics. It was nothing more to advance their fake agenda. They believe this country is racist. You just had Enes Kanter on. This is the greatest country on the planet. The greatest. And yet they want to play the race card. As a civil rights attorney, as an American, as a black American, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. But they play it 24/7. But you know what? Cases like this is Smollett verdict, 5 felony conviction, proves that they're lying, and the American public gets it. They're gonna face a tsunami in November of 2022.
You're so right. Leo Terrell, always clear with us.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I know where this is
Wait a
going.
minute. Rachel, I have one question. Rachel, is Will and Pete treating you great?
Yeah.
Not fantastic.
Actually,
it's a yes or no question.
I dare you.
Will was just making fun of the way I eat a burrito in the commercial break. And he
wasn't me.
Better.
I am coming to New York. Will, I'm serving you papers. I'm coming to New York.
Can I ask you a favor?
Unless you
Can I ask you a
treat
favor?
Rachel perfect.
When you come to New York,
What?
I have a favor to ask. When you come to New York, will you bring a broom and a dustpan to clean up all the food on the floor?
Yeah, will you there's going to be a cross-examination, and she's going to plead guilty to messy burrito eating. I mean, it's like,
Okay.
there's a pile down here.
We need a dog in the room. It's a little family. We need to call the dog over to make sure the floor gets cleaned up.
Leo, I love that you stick with
He's out.
me. He's out now.
He's out.
What kind of a defense lawyer? What kind of a lawyer are
Cross-examined by our
you?
lawyer. And Will is our lawyer, by the way. And we're good to go. Leo,
Thank
you're
you,
one of a
Leo.
kind, brother.
I still love you, Leo.
Thank you. Love you.
You know what? He's a great lawyer. He knew he didn't have a case.
He did.
He said, I'm out.
The case of the messy burrito, and my lawyer left me.
I saw you walking down that dark alley. I said, I dare you to do this. Don't do this right now.
I saw it too. I saw them go, woo, okay, here we go.